news hour, now I'm going on vacation. Can you believe this could be more interesting than human interaction? Together, I'm sorry for what I did with your heartfelt letter. Break down the boxes and put the lid on the trash. I'm feeling good, but I'm sure it will pass. We need emotional rent control, we're changing our minds. We need to put our brand new phones in a bucket of rice. We need low interest rates to refinance our jealousy and envy, and we need to your feet? Well, it turns out the whole world will collapse, but that's the result of a costly mistake. Human trash everywhere. Tastes like excessive plastic. Man, it's a hot one, and everything is on fire. Let's see what chaos visited humanity today while I walked on a wire. The climate changed and I left it on red. The bees died off and I left it on red. They don't recycle your Sprite bottles anymore. Don't need a weatherman to know. Standing on an X, the X where you'll watch the sunset on mankind. We exploded SpaghettiOs on the microwave window of the sky. Life itself is a pre-existing condition, an original composition, a limited edition, an invitation to return to the destination. Let's see what chaos visited humanity today while I was on vacation. The climate changed and I left it on red. The bees died off and I left it on red. They don't recycle your Sprite bottles anymore. Don't need a weatherman to know. Nations collapsed and I left it on red. Beake oil and gas and I left it on red. They don't recycle your Zoloft bottles anymore. Don't need a weatherman to know.
Norwich Arts Centre. How are you doing? You are doing woo. And that is exciting. It's exciting to be here, isn't it? Jeebus. I nearly did a religious swear, and I remembered I was in a church. Odds are on in Norwich, aren't they? Yes, cool, wow. So, thank you all so much for coming, except for you people. I assume they're going to come later and be really disruptive, the worst possible tables to be late. And you at home, the people at home watching on the live stream, don't write anything abusive. It's not YouTube comments, right? That's how this works now. It's like live television, isn't it? It's sort of de facto live TV. I've just got to go from being just like a person who does a comedy gig in an arts centre to like, I don't know, Dermot O'Leary or something. I don't know how to do that. My name's Tom Clutterbuck. I don't want to talk about it. Thanks. Laugh it up, guys. Well, no, it is really great to be back here doing stand-up comedy on stage. I think I remember how to do it. It's been quite a while, not just since I've spoken to an audience of people, but since I've been in a room with more than two other people, those people being my parents. I've lived alone since last February, so you know, this might be brilliant and wonderful and cathartic for me, or I might have an absolute breakdown in front of you. Let's find out together. It's exciting. It's like I did stand-up comedy for about 15 years, so you know, there's a relatively safe pair of hands here, but you know, little out of practice. Little rusty. It's like a safe pair of hands that have recently developed arthritis. It's like if this is a trust exercise where you fall off the table and I'm supposed to catch you, I'm like, I assume it'll be okay, but we won't know until we give it a go. That's basically how this gig is going to run. And I'm not making light of arthritis, by the way. I have actually, brilliantly, developed some hand and wrist issues during lockdown, which is... You're ahead of me. Thank you. Yeah, a lot of the same repeated actions. Yeah. Okay, I play a lot of video games. You were right on it. Yeah. Yeah, I do have to to worry about things like that because I'm nearly 40. You don't look it. Thank you. Most of my face is hidden. That's how I do that. Yeah. But I did try and talk to a doctor about the hand issues, and I don't know if you know, but a doctor's been quite busy recently. Was not a priority for them, so I got to speak to like a physiotherapist on the phone and told me that I needed to stop doing the repeated actions. So yeah, no more video games, no more playing guitar, and no more masturbating. Obviously, that was you. You were ahead of that joke before you even got in the building. You knew exactly. You know what you want. These people, the people of Norwich, they want to come to a church and they want wank jokes. That's why we came out of the house. I could do something that came out of the house. Not going to do it. I'm better than that. You're better than that, Norwich. There's a strange thing here. There's a lot of pressure on you all to be an audience tonight. I don't know if you feel it, but it's there, all right? Because like usually the way it works in stand-up comedy is like it's usually we play in really small rooms and we cram everybody into the front, like kettle the fuck out of them, like it's a protest that we don't want to happen, like just all front row, and so we can be like, oh, hey, you dickhead in the front row, I'm going to take the piss out of you, ha ha, can't do it, can I? The front row have been smart enough not to show up. Very good, bud, party of two. I got my eye on you when you arrive. Are you still at home? You're watching on the stream, getting your pants on. Yeah. But I need you all of you people way over there, all at the back, all spread out because you're all toxic. And I mean like literally potentially contagious. I don't mean like have problematic opinions. Although statistically speaking, it's possible. But don't worry, it's a safe space here. But no, I need you all to just be the fuck out of an audience. All right, like, I need you to pretend that you're all crammed in together, because that's what usually happens. Like, we cram everybody in together, and then, like, laughter is contagious. It's like, actually, comedy nights, it's not that they're any funnier than anything you watch from home. It's just that, like, mass hysteria happens because we've squidged you all in together, and then you infect each other with your joy and mirth. But now, because you're going to infect each other with all of your viruses, ugh, how inconsiderate. You've all got to be spread out. So it's like the cinema where you've gone up and got the tickets and you sat right at the back and got your revels and making your space. But I need you to, like, really audience the fuck out of it. I need you to, like, really, respond vocally and like, let us know that you're having a good night. Because if you don't let us know you're having a good night, we'll think you're having a bad night, and then we'll have a bad night, and then you'll have a weird night. But yeah, so tell me, who's up for a good night? Are you up for a good night? Yeah. Yes. Most of you. But not all of you, I don't think. I'm pretty sure, I've done a head count, I'm pretty sure that was not the sound of everybody, of unanimous agreement. And don't worry, this is not panto. I'm not just going to keep making you do the thing again. I want to find out what demographic we're missing. So, okay, control group. Give me a cheer if you're not up for having a good night. That would be a weird thing to cheer. But, okay, all right, so it's not a binary. There's got to be something in the middle. There's got to be some intersection. What did we miss the first time? All right, give me a cheer if you're not sure if you're up for having a good night or not. You haven't really thought about it that much. You're trying to sort of live in the moment a little bit more these days and not be inside your own head so much, analysing your own thoughts and reactions in real time. And you hadn't expected this level of introspection to be foisted on you by a weird comedian's opening gambit. There we go. It was you. You were the one we missed out, and we got him in the end. That's it. I don't like to leave anybody out, but like it's good, isn't it? I hoped that we'd sort of get everybody together with that, but we just isolated the weirdo. but no, everyone's together. So yeah, just if everybody could just do an audience thing altogether. Oh, I know what we could do. Right, okay, so if you put your left hand up in the air, right, that, and then when I high five you, you slap your own hand, and it'll be like a kind of long distance multi-person high five. You up for giving that a go? Yeah. We're getting less unanimous by the start. All right. Okay, we're going to do it, okay? 3, 2, 1. That was pretty good, right? I enjoyed that. I think let's try it again, but we're going to try it as if I'm like a sports person and I'm sort of like running down and doing everybody like on the spot. I couldn't even say a specific sport in order to. I don't even have the access to like the baseball. I don't fucking know. All right, so starting over here, everybody get ready with your multi-person high five. I'm going to go down the group. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, that was shit, wasn't it? It's just not as good. But the thing is, I haven't tried any of this stuff before, so we're just going to figure it out. But you know what? Like, I think that's the thing, is that this is it's weird, isn't it? It's weird. But we're all here together, and we're all going to have fun. Are you up for some fun? Yeah, you are. These people aren't, but fuck them. Oh, hang on, was that them coming in the back? No, it's not. All right, so, but the thing is, I know it's hard for me to reach the people all the way at the back, because I'm like, I can only see you at the front, and usually I bully the front row. But I do actually have like the layout listings here. So yeah, Hayborn party. Hayborn party. There we go. All right, so you folks are going to start the applause and the cheering, and then everybody else is we're going to emanate out from then. Okay. So if everybody's ready for the first act, yeah, you ready? You all ready? We're going to do this. All right. So Hayborn party. We need some cheering from you, some clapping. Starting now, a little bit, emanating out, and please welcome your first act of the evening. It's Jenny Beake!
Thank you, Tom. Hi there. Hi. I'm going to entertain you with my organ. Thank you. I've got grade 1. Grade 1 piano out of 8. Usually gets a round of applause. Thanks. I went to the wrong house for piano lessons as a child. Do you like fingering? It's a musical term. Unless Jimmy Savile was your teacher. Anyway, I'm joking. It's dark in here, isn't it? It's quite dark in here. It's like the shop Hollister in Norwich. Who's been to Hollister? Give me a whoop. Hollister. Have you been to Hollister? It's a Californian beachwear shop for very good-looking, young Californian people. Not so much this guy. And I went into Hollister in Norwich, and there's no lights in there. There's someone stands outside with a loincloth on, and covered in oil. And I went in and I bought myself a pair of pink sweatpants. And when I got them into daylight, it was a yellow baseball cap. Hollister, the Californian beachwear shop. And when obviously I've been online shopping, so I just turned the lights off while I did it. But that's how they like it. They like Hollister. They like it like that. So I've written a song about Hollister. Yes. Putting them on the dimly lit map. This song is called Bollister. Thank you. Grade 1. Anyone else play the piano here? Shout out. Anyone got any grades? No? Okay. Usually some smart aleck shouts out grade 5 and I call them a horrible name. So let's do it again. Anyone here play the piano at all?
Grade 5.
No one likes a show off. Anyway, so this is called Bollister, about shopping in the dark in a Californian beachwear shop in Norwich. Go and see it. It's in Chapelfield. Oh, it's to a well-known tune. You might recognise it. The hotel, it's California. In a shopping centre down my way, looking for new beachwear. There was a warm smell of perfume rising up through the air. And there ahead in the distance I saw a glimmering light. My head grew heavy and my sight grew dim. It was like shopping at night. And there he stood in the doorway. I heard the shop assistants till. And I thought to myself, are they open? This could be heaven or this could be hell. Then he lit up a candle and showed me the way. And voices coming from the fitting rooms, and I heard them say, welcome to a shop from California. It's a lovely place. If you could see your face, you can't see the clothes that eventually will adorn you. Come and shop inside, but there are no lights. Grade 2. So I'm still looking for some beachwear, trying to be a cool dude, unmatched and soft, it said on the website, with a laid-back attitude. So I asked the assistant, she was wearing a bikini. It's sweatpants I'm trying to find. Should I have brought my guide dog along, because I may as well be blind, she said. Hey, don't be sarcastic, Esther, I love, keep my knickers on. Try these should be fine. They're from the all-new Awesome But Yoga collection, only $19.99. Welcome to a shop from California. It's an awesome fit, but you can't see it. Shopping in the dark, in a shop in the dark, nicking stuff in the dark, shoplifting in a dark shop from California. I would have got away with it, but I couldn't find the exit. Thank you so much. That's the Bollister song. Thank you. We're doing okay. We're doing okay tonight. Thanks for coming. I haven't been out for 18 months, so this is a bit of a treat for me. It's all very nice, isn't it? So I'll entertain you with my organ, grade 1. During the lockdown, I did a celebrity diet. They said, do this diet, and you will look like the celebrity of your choice. So I chose Adele. Adele. And I watch a lot of films as well. Skyfall, has anyone seen it? Give us a whoop. Skyfall, the James Bond, yeah? It helps if you know the tune, just saying. So this is a song about a celebrity diet based on the tune for Skyfall. Because I think it sounds like cake. I think she was thinking about cake when she wrote Skyfall, the tune. Strap in. I've got an hour tonight. this is the end. Hold my breath and count to 10. Feel the custard move and then go to the toilet, throw it all back up again. For this is the end. On you I can't depend. I really thought that you were my friend. I'll get back in my size 10 jeans again. Little bit of wee came out then. 'Cause I love trifle and apple crumble, creme caramel, eat it all together, but mainly trifle and apple crumble. If I had my way, I'd eat trifle every day. I love trifle. Sounds like Skyfall, doesn't it? Are you with me? Yeah, good. 17 more verses. My muffin top was something that just wouldn't stop. It grew and grew. When I was pregnant, no one even knew. It seems my eyes are too big for my tummy. They call me thunder thighs. It really isn't funny. It really isn't funny. And everybody knows when I bend down, you can see both camel toes. Bit of sick came out then. 'Cause I love trifle and apple crumble, creme caramel, eat it all together, but mainly trifle and apple crumble. If I had my way, I'd eat trifle every day. I love trifle. Lock the doors. I feel distressed. Went to the doctor, he said you're just stressed. But those words really hurt, 'cause just stress backwards spells just dessert. Award-winning lyrics. Join in if you like, 'cause I love trifle and no, don't sing, we're not allowed, I don't think. Trifle and apple crumble, creme caramel, eat it all together, but mainly trifle and apple crumble. If I had my way, I'd eat trifle every day. I love big finish try, 16-note trifle. Trifle song. Thank you, thank you. 2 hours of me tonight. My name's Jenny Beake, if you're wondering. It's a great comedy name, but I'm thinking of changing it to Mozam. You're a clever audience, Norwich. Usually, they don't get that in King's Lynn so much. I live in a village about halfway between King's Lynn and 1952. I was asked the other day if I was foreign by a man on the corner. I was standing on the corner of the streets, just minding my own business. Times have been tough. I tried to be a prostitute, actually, and they said, here's £10 to put your clothes back on, so that's a bit rude, isn't it? And no, and he asked me if I was foreign, but I'm Dutch. Are you okay, Ben? You all right? Yeah? You good? Enjoying it? Where were you before? Before here? Were you? Yeah, lovely. What's your name?
I'm Vicky.
Hi, Vicky. I'm not going to pick on you just because you're on the front row. Or that you were late. It's not. It's gone. So I won't pick on you. It's not fair, is it? What's your favourite sexual position? Have a think. What's your favourite colour?
Can you go for another question?
What's your favourite animal?
Guinea pigs.
Right, Vicky. Because sometimes you can make songs up on the spot, but you just need a bit of information about you, don't you? If you'd like me to. Her name was Vicky. She's really great. She's never early. She's fashionably late. I know I'm not being fair, giving her all these digs, but someone wearing that coloured fleece surely likes guinea pigs. It's the Vicky Blues, the Vicky, get here on time next time blues. You're welcome. That's all right. Just for you, that one. Just me. I can't hear you, Vicky. It's my turn now. Right, so I'm joking. So I'll finish with a song. I was on the tube 2 years ago. Seamless segue there. On the tube, and I lost my mobile phone. And you know when you lose your mobile phone, you lose all your contacts, and it's like losing a limb. Which leads me onto my song about Heather Mills. Heather Mills? Is she dead, Heather Mills? I think there'll be a national holiday, won't there, when Heather Mills dies? I'm joking. She was married to the Beatle Paul McCartney, the national treasure, and everyone hates Heather Mills, don't they? But for the purpose of this song, let's just pretend we hate her. And when Paul McCartney wrote Yesterday, he wrote the tune first, but not the words, and so he just sort of said, scrambled eggs, all I want for tea is scrambled eggs. And I sometimes think, had he written that about Heather Mills, how would it have gone? Listen out. Scrambled eggs. I wish I'd married someone with 2 legs. She took me to the cleaners, left me high and dry, and never even had to pay for the clothes pegs. She's got 1 leg, you see, but that really doesn't matter to me. I've got nothing against it, but then neither has she. Oh, Heather Mills, she's a bit wonky. Why she had to sue, I don't know, she wouldn't say. Perhaps it's because I'm a multi-millionaire, but I don't dare to speculate. What a whore. She joined me on the first leg of my tour. Crippled me financially, but still wants more. She's so pathetic. False, but at least I know the score. Why she had to sue, I don't know, she wouldn't say. I went out on a limb, I even taught her how to skate. She was mean to me, even though I let her lean on me. I was her crutch, quite literally, physically, romantically, emotionally. Oh, Heather Mills, you'll never get another mung bean from me. She's not that nice, and now I find that she's dancing on ice. But I wish her all the best, I hope she breaks a leg to a money-grabbing bitch. It couldn't happen twice. Everybody, money-grabbing bitch, it couldn't happen twice. That's the scrambled egg. So I can see you can applause if you want, I can see you're not sure about that one. That's more a B-side. I'll finish with a song. I don't think I'll do Fritzl's a musical tonight. I'm not quite sure that's going to go down there very well, so I won't do that one. But if you want to see that song, then obviously come to a gig. Thanks. It takes a lot of skill to get total silence at a comedy night, and I feel I've achieved that tonight, so thank you so much. So I'll finish with this. If stand-up musical comedy doesn't work out, it's back to modelling. Vicious, wasn't it vicious? It's been lovely to meet you, Vicky. Good luck with the guinea pigs. You can have a good night tonight, Norwich. My name's Jenny Beake. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you very much.
Jenny Beake, everybody! Nice. Yeah, cool. All right, good. I've got to do some admin now with regards to getting rid of this. Is this all muted, lads? I was nearly going to play the demo thing there, right? So you know, like when people do, people are cool and they like do a performance or like make a point, and then they like do a mic drop and then they walk off and they're like, yeah, and that's how you know that they're cool or they said something really clever, right? I've got to do COVID secure mic admin before people come on. So like, I think that's the literal opposite of cool. It's like, do a performance, drop the mic, destroy it, cool. But like, before a performance, take the mic and then sanitize it and make sure it's safe for the next acts. That's the literal opposite of cool. But I'm going to take that one for the team, folks. I'm going to do it because that's the kind of guy I am. So Jenny was from Dersingham, we found out. We've got any Dersingham heads in the audience? No, of course we haven't. That's actually where I grew up. Like, that's the little village. And so it's strange that we both work in the comedy industry and also like are from this tiny little village called Dersingham, but yet had still never met before. It's kind of quite improbable. But if you don't know Dersingham, it's right next to Sandringham. That's the much more famous bit that it's right next to, where the Queen goes to hang out and just ordering some booze. It's fine. And like where Prince Philip used to like crashing his car. Do we all miss Prince Philip? No, why would you? He had a good old 100,000 years, didn't he? How long did the guy live for? But but everyone in my who lives where I am like has a Prince Philip story. My sister's was particularly on-brand Prince Philip action, right? Like there's the Sandringham Visitors Centre, right, just in Sandringham, where all the olds go to get some like overpriced china with some royals on it or something. And she and her friend Helen, when they were about 15 years old, just went out, and they were just out for a walk. They were just hanging out in the woods. It was sort of like autumn or something, so it was kind of cold. And then they noticed a whole bunch of people like congregating around, and they were like, "Oh, what's going on over there? Let's go and wander." Those of like old people like shuffling around, like, you know, there seemed to be something, a commotion. So they went over to see what the commotion was, and then realized too late that royals were just loose, just out, just wandering around, being like, hello, what do you do? All of this stuff. The only thing that royals do when they get out, they deploy them, and then they walk along a line of people and shake hands and pretend to be interested. So they were doing that, but like my sister and her friend, like they just wandered up and were just immediately in the proximity of royals, and were just like, oh shit, what do we do? And they thought they had to sort of like stand on ceremony and just sort of like, they couldn't just like piss off and go back to the woods and smoke a spliff like they were planning on doing. They had to like stand there and be interested in the royals. And like, they thought they were kind of mostly away from the action, the business end of the royal thing that was happening. But Prince Philip and his just perfect nose for just getting involved in the place that he's least wanted, he just sort of sidled over to them, my sister and her friend, 15 years old at the time, and just said 2 words. Penetrating yet? Now, we've given this a lot of thought over the years. A lot of thought indeed, and the generous suggestion that we've come to was that, like, it was quite cold. They were wrapped up warm, standing still, shivering a little bit. Old people, always talking about whether or not the cold's penetrating. Oh, is it penetrating? Is it penetrating? Penetrating. Penetrating yet? I mean, it's 50-50, isn't it? In fact, it's Prince Philip. It's about 90-10. But like, seriously, of the 2 words, that is super efficiency when it comes to being foot in mouth, weird old bastard, isn't it? Like, what a hit rate! Like, how could you even get better than that? Just walk up and be like, sex? That's literally the only way it could have been any creepier. But yeah, I really didn't expect to tell that story, but you know, that's where my brain went. And also we had to do a thing. Did anyone else notice where that went? It just was magic, wasn't it? Fucking hell. Used to be in like a tiny little pub when we did this before, and now I've got like an arts centre and minions. It's brilliant. All right, cool. I've got pre-shoot like walk-on music on a clicker that I'd forgotten about. So we've got a clean microphone. So is everybody ready for the next act? Yeah, you are. That means because I'll stop telling weird, creepy stories. So if you could all do some applauding. Hang on. I'm going to pick somebody. In fact, hang on. The new people who weren't here when I was here before. Hello. How you doing? What are you? Bristow party or 2? Right. Okay. You're starting the applause for now. If that's all right. If you can just do some applauding, bit of clapping, bit of like, yeah, that's good. And then on the next tables, emanate out. Everybody, keep it going. That's it. Give it up for Kahn Johnson.
Brilliantly, this is my first gig since all the everything, and I remembered I have to do a set time. So I set the timer on my wristy thing to press play just as I walked on. It's a touch screen. If your finger is slightly greasy from holding a cold can, you close the screen. So now I've got to do this. Talk amongst yourselves. Do that. Is that one there? There we go. Press play. Ha! Good evening. Put that there. Have you nailed that in, you bastard? Oh, yes. Marvellous. Fucking. It has been a long while, I'll be honest with you. And it just feels really weird to be in a room with this many people. Last time I was in a room with this many people, someone was sticking a needle in my arm. Which is odd. You'd think they'd close the cracked ends, wouldn't you? But I did my first gig back at my own night on Monday night. None of you were there. Thanks. And what I normally work on is I work on keywords. So I've got a notebook. And in my notebook, I've written down all the keywords that signify that's a joke and I know the topic. Unless I haven't looked at that book for 9 months. And I genuinely stood in front of everyone, opened my book and went, fuck. And the first word I saw was shoes. So I do actually know how that joke goes. Only that night I wasn't wearing those shoes. So that was fucking awkward. I could have told the joke, but it wouldn't have worked. You had to go back. But anyway, I'll try it now. So, shoes. Ha, see these? Look at this. Impressive, aren't they? These are Eddie Van Halen Converse trainers. Converse trainers designed by the late, great, legendary Eddie Van Halen himself. Not very good to walk in, but you can jump. I didn't say it was a good joke. I just said it was a joke. What I've done tonight, because I've got lights, I've written the things on my hand. And what I've learnt now is I can't read my own handwriting. I did those two in the wrong order. Marvellous. Nope, don't know what that means. Nope. 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 Yeah, that's all the words. This should be fun. Where was it going to go next? That. Oh yeah, this is Norwich, so I can say the word and no one's going to kill me. Vegan. That's the right response. Because you can say that word in Norwich and everyone goes, oh, he's one of them, that's fine. Got a couple of shops, little community, leave them alone, it's all good. I had to go and do a gig in London a couple of years back. This is before everything. This is before times. I think we'll call it that. We'll call it before times. And it was a working men's club in Dartford, which came as a shock. I didn't think anyone worked in Dartford. Never mind, had a club. I will go in there, stand up. At the time, I was wearing a red T-shirt which said Sleazy Vegan across the front, because I think it's a cool name. So already their backs were up. And there was 2 tables over there, 1 table here, and they were kind of friendly. They were a bit local. I did the first couple of jokes, and they were like, yeah, he seems safe. It's okay. Then I dropped the V word. And all I said was, I'm one of those vegans, you got to say, fuck it. They just turned their backs to me, and I lost them for the rest of the night. It was one of the best gigs I've ever done, partly because they pissed me off. But being vegan is a weird thing. Most people do it for the animals. That's the big slogan with being vegan. You've got to do it for the animals. I don't care about the animals. Some people say you've got to do it for the planet. The planet's already fucked. Sod it. No one ever talks about the best option, the third option for going vegan. To fucking annoy people. That's the best reason. Honestly, my best mate now, we used to go out and go for beers and go for pizza. He thinks it's absolutely fine. Now, oh God, we've got to go find somewhere you can eat. It's like, mate, as long as they serve chips, I'm in. No, we've got to find somewhere special for you. Oh, fuck off. And this all came about because I got divorced a few years ago. Best decision I ever made. Apart from the fact that I had to leave Yorkshire and the dogs and move to Essex. Not quite the win I was hoping for, if I'm honest with you. Nice house in Yorkshire. I ended up in Harwich in Essex. Anyone ever been to Harwich? Keep it that way. Best way to describe Harwich is kind of like Lowestoft without the whimsy. But part of the idea was to start my whole new life again, life 2.0. I got bored, I got fed up. I was just like, I'm going to start again from scratch. Do all the things I never got to do before. And I'm going to try online dating. Come on. is going to be great. Lots of dates, lots of meaningless sex, no commitment, no connections. Just go out there, shag your way through Essex. It's going to be amazing. Turns out I'm absolutely shit at online dating. Went on one date and moved in with her. It turned out she was one of those vegans you get. And she lives here in Norwich. And so we had to have the conversation about where we were going to live when we realised things were going in the right direction. And I said, yeah, well, you know, I've just got my house, got all the stuff, got my Lego models on the shelf. It's cool. And she went, yeah, but I live in Norwich. So now I live in Norwich. But one of the deals when we got together was, if we lived together, I was going to have to go vegan. Now, that's quite a big decision to make. You're already uprooting yourself, going to a new city, you don't know anyone, you're changing your whole life again. Now you've got to change something else. I had to really think about it. I had to weigh up the options. And in the end, I thought about it and thought, do you know what? I like sex more than cheese. The irony being now, I get neither. Pandemic's been tough, I won't lie. Suddenly realising you've got to spend every single day in the same house with the same person. Only under such circumstances do you realise how loudly they chew. And bear in mind she's vegan, so the food's soft. And I suddenly realised how well balanced the relationship was that I spent half the week out of the house in the evenings. And she spent the other half busy doing something else. I didn't ask what, I didn't care, I got the telly. Suddenly we were having to share the telly. Have you ever tried sharing the telly with someone who doesn't care what they watch? Oh, I don't mind. Well, let's watch this. I don't want to watch that. Well, should we try this then? I've heard good things about no. It got to the stage where I could present, oh no, look at that, tap of recognition over there. Out of interest, which one of the two of you is the one who goes, I don't care, no, not that? I thought it might be. I had to watch the whole of Breaking Bad. Not the worst show in the world, but equally not the best, in my opinion. I said, oh, let's watch this new thing about Swamp Thing on Amazon because it's about the comic book, but they've done really good. No. But I watched Breaking Bad, don't care. Spring Watch is on. Fuck off. I know I'm meant to care, but the beaver got a tree. Well done. Where are we at? Oh, shit, 3 minutes left. 3 minutes left, and I haven't done the 7-minute bit I end with. Ha! Okay, move on. Not doing that bit. Not doing that bit. Oh, I'll finish with that stuff. Obviously, I've joked about the fact we don't have sex anymore. That's pretty much, you know, living together for a year during a pandemic. I now live in the spare room. I tell you, it's bliss. Did you realise the other side of the bed can be used for storing books, comics, and a drink? It's fucking amazing. Did you realise you can read till 2 in the morning and no one tells you to turn the light out? It's a fucking game changer. We basically become housemates. It's wonderful. Apart from the sex bit. But when in the early days, we were sort of still sort of expanding and exploring and trying new things. We were sort of seeing what we liked about each other. It's a whole fun thing about first being in a relationship. It's why there is so much sex. Because you don't quite know what the other one likes. You'll try anything. So we gave that a go. Obviously, bondage was out because of leather. Now I thought, I know, I'll spice things up a bit. We'll try a bit of role play. We'll try a bit of costuming stuff. That'd be fun. So I ordered the Princess Leia costume off Amazon. Yeah. Didn't fit me, but you got to try these things. You know? And then we were having one conversation. She said, tell you what, we'll try something. Tell me one thing you've never done before, and we'll do that. And I panicked a bit. Because, you know, I'm English, can't talk about this shit. So I whispered it to her. And it turns out she didn't quite hear what I said. Because I came home the next night to find she'd shaved the cat. And covered it in soya cream. I mean, I still licked it off, obviously, you know. Shame to waste, isn't it? Eh? But I thought about this, and I thought, you know what, I need to grow up a bit. I need to be more mature, somehow. I need to be more sensible, more grown up, more adult. I need to take responsibility in the bedroom for my actions. So I decided to do some research online. Not the research I was doing before we got together, or the research I still do occasionally when she's at the other end of the house. No, this is proper grown-up stuff. And I found this film, truly exists. You can go and look this up. It's called What Women Really Want. And it's a guide to pleasing your partner to the fullest possible extent. It's a surprisingly long film, I'll be honest with you. I was expecting 2 minutes tops. But in there is how to give perfect oral sex. You want to write this down, mate? So when you're going down on your wife, your girlfriend, your best friend's girlfriend, whoever it is, the idea is that you spell out the alphabet with your tongue on the clitoris, and when they get to the letter O, they'll be having the orgasm of their life. You get brownie points and a night off. It's great. So I'm dyslexic. I got as far as 7. How have we got left? 20 seconds. Fucking hell. I didn't do half the stuff I was going to do. Come back next month and see me do the other half of my set. Right, I think I'll leave it there. You guys have been utterly fantastic. It's been great to be back in a room full of human beings again. At some point, that table will turn up. And then we'll all stare at them and point. Who are the late table, by the way? You? Slightly awkward, I know her. Right. On that note, I've been Kahn Johnson. You guys have been utterly fantastic. Have a great night. Thank you very much.
Kahn Johnson, everyone! He's given me some complicated mic admin to deal with. It's all right. It's all right, yeah. How you all doing? You well? You good? You happy? Good, because I'm not going to do anything about it, if you're not. Yeah, right, great. So, so Kahn was talking about some pretty explicit relationship stuff there. Didn't quite expect that. Haven't seen this set before, so, you know, we all figure this stuff out together at the same time. This is wobbly. Right, so, okay, we'll figure this out. Has anyone been doing, like, lockdown dating? Has any of you been on first dates during the pandemic? Someone must have, can't statistically. How was that? Has it been all right? Is it weird? It's a bit weird. Did you like go on a sort of socially distanced walk? Yeah. Right. Yeah. It's not right, is it? Because it's like so much about working out whether or not you're attracted to someone, and it's gonna work is about like body language, and it's really hard to kind of not take it as a message when you're walking with someone and they're 2 meters away from you, and you're sort of, oh, well, I'm interested in what you've got to say. You know, I'll step a bit closer, and then they like leap like a meter away in order to maintain that distance. It's hard not to read that as disinterest, and it's important. I've gotten used to reading those signals in my dating lifestyle. So was it a little bit like that? Your experiences? You're the one doing the leaping. Who is that? Did I go on a date with you? No. Where did you go for your socially distanced walk date? Park. Yeah, it's good that if you're going to be doing surprise leaping, it's good for it to be like, you know, level ground. I went to one on Mousehold Heath, and then she leapt and fell down the hill. It's not a good idea. It's not a good idea. But yeah, the thing is about that though, like when you have those socially distanced dates and things like that, it's sort of either it doesn't really work and it doesn't go anywhere, or in my experience, the date actually goes quite well, and then you're like, are we gonna do it? Are we gonna break the law? Pretty exciting, physical contact. But the thing about that is like, it means that like if you kiss, you sort of might as well fuck, because you've sort of admitted that unless you're ludicrously reckless with your COVID safety, which I am not, as you can see from all of this ludicrous admin. This is the them glove. This is the me hand. Anyway, it's weirder than it should have been. you know, and if you take it seriously, then once you kiss someone, you're sort of effectively in a monogamous relationship, like sort of de facto. From like, I don't know, like date 3 or like whenever you do your kissing. I don't know, I'm not going to judge. But like, it's one of those things, there's sort of there's no reason to be sensible about it. Or shall we wait? It's like, for what? What else is happening? You know, it's kind of like, well, you've blown off the vault door with C4, the staff are cable tied to the radiators, you've shot a security guard, you might as well fucking rob the place. Like, at that point, you're not going to just steal enough to make next month's rent. So, yeah, okay, who's ready for the third act of the evening? I think that's everybody. So, yeah, just keep that applause going. Just keep it going. All of the applause for Dave Hazelnut.
Music. It's not easy being number 15 and waiting patiently. You got 14 people to get through before you get to be the queen. But there's one thing those 14 are not deserving of. They're not deserving, they're not deserving, they're not deserving of my love. But Princess Anne, you are a goddess from above. Will you be mine, Shats? You've got a lot of hats, just the facts. When will our accession start? 'Cause you're the first in the line of succession to my heart. I never used to be a royalist, but then I saw you on a documentary. Now every night we kiss in my dreams, and then we go on state visits to the Middle East. You make my knees weak and jiggly, make my Republican sensibilities fiddly. Oh, yeah, now if my mother's face was on postage stamps, would I be inclined to a second-class romance? So I won't be shocked if you choose to pass, 'cause I'm only lower middle class. But sweet Anne, I'll be there, whatever you may be up to. whether you're opening hospitals or primary schools, and I'll defend you from those who would abduct you. See, I understand if you're suffering. You've got a 2-year-old ahead of you in line to be king, and that's without mentioning James Viscount 7, who the fuck is he? The British Army will never obey you. Helen Mirren won't betray you, but your enthronement's overdue. And I'm your loyal subject. Ooh, I wanna climb onto your family tree. I'm gonna love you so hard that they award me an MBE for services to chivalry. Oh, Princess Anne, come away with me on a horse, of course, to rapturous applause. They'll make a commemorative place in our honor, and they'll hang on their walls. You got a kind of animal magnetism, and I get hot and bothered when I think of your equestrianism. Yeah, my blood is hot and your blood's blue. I don't want no princess but you. There's not a single Disney heroine that I'd pursue, 'cause you're the only princess that I'm attracted to. Yeah. Commemorative plate. Wouldn't that be wonderful? Wouldn't that be great? You and me on a commemorative mug. I'm really starting to feel the heartstrings tug. You and me on a commemorative tray. Hey, hey, everybody goes hip, hip, hooray. Hey, you and me on a commemorative tea towel. We're gonna need that for the drying up. Commemorative mug. You and me on a commemorative jug. You and me on a commemorative spoon and fork. Put them together, get a commemorative spork. You and me on a commemorative ladle, making love on a commemorative table. You and me on a commemorative balloon, commemorative spatula, commemorative bassoon. That is the sound of a commemorative bassoon.
Wow. Fucking hell. Oh, Jesus Christ. I think that might have been my favourite thing to have happened in 2021. Oh no, I don't have to do that bit, that's fine. Fuck, geez. Right, so this is billed as an open mic night. I don't know if you noticed when you booked it, but there aren't really very many comedians in Norfolk, so I knew them all. And there are only two people who I didn't already know who genuinely got in touch with me out of the blue and asked if they could go on. And Dave was one of them. Like, what a find! He told me he's got a 2-hour version of that track, so we could just put that on and bring it back out again. No. You ready for your final act of this section? Yeah, you are, but you're going to have to make a bit more noise than that. Are you ready for your final act of this section? Okay, everyone, you need to make some proper noise, and I'll bring on Ciara Jack!
Hello! How are y'all doing? Brilliant. You look like you're having a good time. Are you ready to do something a little bit stupid? Like, I didn't spend the last 2 years looking at the last 4 digits of my bank card on Deliveroo for this not to be a bit stupid to begin with, right? Are you all glad to be out, at least? Do we all know the song Loving You by Minnie Riperton? Loving you. Brilliant. Do you guys fancy leading up to the high note with me? I think that would be good. That's nervous laughter, but you know what? You didn't survive lockdown not to cope with this, okay? We're just gonna go right into it, just right up to it. We're just gonna face it, okay? So like, la 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 do 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 do. Love starting the show on a high note. Oh, do you know what? It's fucking stupid, isn't it? But as you may have been able to tell, well, first of all, fair point is, why is an owl possessed with the spirit of Fern Cotton on the stage? That's a fair question, to be fair. Just brilliant. It's all right. It's going to be okay. It's going to be a bumpy ride. As you may be able to tell from this unfortunate voice, I'm from Essex. Like everyone sort of already knows what Essex is about because of Towie. I assume you've all heard of Towie. Yeah, grim, sort of like, yeah. And it's sort of like synonymous with like Range Rovers, soft Tories, and white stilettos, which is unfair actually, because it's much shitter than that. It's either that or a canvassing pool for Brazzers. I don't really know. But like I feel a bit like I want to support Essex more, right? Because I feel like we've got an unfortunate reputation because of Towie. And not to like cause beef with Norwich, but where I'm from, Colchester, is also famous for Boudica, okay? Does anyone know why Colchester is famous for Boudica? No, right? You guys, owners of the Iceni tribe, burnt Colchester to the ground, which I have to say is actually quite Essex. It's a bit pub fight in a car park sort of thing. And like, but the problem is, right, like no one really knows that about Boudica, that she burnt my hometown to the ground. And I feel like to get that across to people now, it would have to be like 100% more Towie, 100% more Towie. It would have to be like Prasuticus coming in and being like, Boudica, we have come to seize Camalodunum. What do you have to say to us? And she'd have to be like, and today, you coming in here and sieging my town, well, that just says so much about you, doesn't it? Honestly. I've tried to fake tan and I'm very white. It just is a bad colour match. I just end up looking like a Calippo. But the reason I'm so pale, right, is that I'm not really that Essex. Like, neither of my parents are British. My dad is from Ireland. Northern Ireland. Do you know what? That got more of a cheer than it usually does, because people go, no, it happens, because people are like, no, that's not fun, Ireland. Fun Island, they have tall, big Guinness hats. Your island, your hats have eye holes cut out. It's just like, and I've noticed that, like, because people are like, oh, your dad's Irish. And then they meet my dad, and he's like, hello, how are you? You look absolutely lovely. And they're like, oh, shit, just check under my car, though. Were you guys all big fans of RuPaul's Drag Race, by the way? I'm so glad it's over here now, but I just feel like Northern Ireland has missed a trick. They could have done so much branding with it. Can you imagine if a drag queen came out and she was like, hello, nice to meet you, I'm 25 years old, I'm from Derry, and my name is Arlene Fisther. And she could have had a nemesis called Sean Fain. Troubles jokes, that's not what you expected from Norwich on a Thursday. And like my dad's quite intense, right? Like he kind of accidentally scares the shit out of people quite a lot just by stuff he does. And like the accent doesn't help. So he hates pigeons. He hates them. And he calls snakes grass wasps. Like yes, he's just very hostile to nature. And he shoots them out of the trees in our garden with a Nerf gun. Right, it's true, he does do this. And our very middle class Essex neighbours hate it, but he shouldn't do it in the balaclava, to be fair. Do you know what? And like, being like half Northern Irish and my mum's American, like I'm quite political. But the problem is, like, you can't really, like, people don't want to talk about it. Like the current government, they don't want to talk about it. Like if I want to be served by emotionally repressed people, I just shop in Zara. Like, you know what those people are like. And like, I've come up against it as well. And like, just also, like, no one wants to think about Matt Hancock. Like, no one wants to openly think about Matt Hancock because he looks like a victim in an episode of Black Mirror. Like, he just always, every time he's on TV, I feel like he's going to have to suck off a member of Anonymous just to access his Facebook account. I'm like, oh no, Matt. Oh, I don't want to look at you in the eye right now. And like, but like, so I do, like, I chat about all this stuff, right? And once, so I did a gig, and there was like this middle-aged male comedian, you'll be shocked to hear, who was also fancied himself as quite political, and he got really annoyed that I was doing these jokes about Northern Ireland, right? And he was like, oh, it's interesting that you think you can get away with all those IRA jokes. It must be because you're relatively attractive. Relatively? Also, right, you don't need to be attractive to carry a good storyline, okay? I mean, do you guys watch Peaky Blinders? Did you watch it when it was on? Like, right, the writing was amazing, but I also watch it because I personally want Cillian Murphy to make me look like an unwiped bathroom mirror. That's a benefit of it, right? But I'd still watch it anyway. But yeah, so like I said, half Northern Irish, half American. My mum is... So this is the thing, right? When you're half American, no one wants to hear about it because it's like wearing a fleece covered in cat hair. People are like, oh. And also, it's just like a bit of a culture clash, right? It always has been. There's always been that tension with Brits and Americans. And it's just like daily interactions cause an issue. Because like, even when my mum goes to walk the dog, Brits sort of passed each other like naked spies in a sauna. It's just sort of very gingerly and like awkward. Whereas my mum will go right up to people and be like, hi, nice to meet you. Love your dog. Yes, this is mine. He's called Clinton. Yes, he's named after one of our finest presidents. Of course he is. He's a Sagittarius, he's a son of God, and he loves winners. God. Anyway, see you later. It's just too much. And she has no excuse to be like that, by the way, because my grandma is so salty that cows travel to lick her. I sort of feel chapped after a transatlantic phone call with her. And she genuinely said to me recently, so her friend Connie died, and we checked up on her, and my mum called her and was like, hi, Mom, I'm just checking to see how Connie's funeral went. It's okay, do you want to talk about it? My grandma genuinely said this. She went, well, sweetie, the lighting was terrible. We all look like Connie. And I tend to gravitate towards people who are very terse and very abrupt. So I lived with 2 Kazakh girls and 1 Russian girl. They had a similar sort of vibe. Kazakhstan is sort of near Russia, China, and Turkey, but it sort of lends most of its culture from Turkey and Russia. So it's got this really, the accent is like a mixture of Turkish and terrifying. And like similar vibe to the Russians. And my friend Jane, who's Russian, they have a way of framing stuff. There's like a fist in a velvet glove. I dyed my hair really bad. I had a really bad breakup and I bleached it blonde and it looked terrible, right? And I said, do you like it? And all my British friends were like, oh no, it really suits you. You look really good. And she was like, you know, every woman, she has this shade of red lipstick. It looks beautiful on her. You know, it complements her cheeks. It makes her eyes dance in the moonlight. This hair, this is shit lipstick for you. So, okay then. And I'll leave you on this. This is like, so my friend Dinara, she's from Kazakhstan. And one thing you might not know about Kazakhstan is a normal meat they have there, like dinner, same way we have beef, is horse meat. And I picked her up from Heathrow Airport and she got into the car and she was like, you know, your security guards, they are assholes, they are racists. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. And she was like, yes, you know, they pulled me over and they said, I see you're a Kazakh, you know, do you have horse meat in your bag? And I was like, oh my God, that's awful. Did you let them check? She was like, no, of course I didn't let them check. I have 9 kilograms of horse meat in there. Genuinely true, she did. You guys have been fucking amazing. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful night. See you soon.
Ciara Jack! Yes, yes, yes. Good, hey? Yes, good, good. Do you want a bloody interval? Well, you're gonna get one whatever. All right, but so what we can do is you're gonna sit there and order some drinks, or if you need a wee, then you're gonna go and do that. That's how intervals work. If you're allowed to go outside and smoke, you don't have to. It's optional. I'm not gonna. You don't have to start just to look cool. But could you give a round of applause for everyone you've seen in this first half? We had Jenny Beake. We had Kahn Johnson. We had Dave Hazelnut. Yeah, and we had Ciara Jack. All right, thanks very much. Have a 15, 20-minute interval. Listen to my new favorite band, Cheekface. Play the music, guys. Fade the music in, that's good. See you in some minutes.
Other people like me. Let's just assume, for the sake of argument, that chapstick causes chapped lips, and sunscreen causes sunburns, and music causes hearing loss, and bottled water makes you thirsty, and I am just a cat watching another cat on TV. I lit a match, I threw it in the trash, I tossed it all in the dumpster. The dumpster fire got bigger, now we need a bigger dumpster and a book of matches. I caught a cold, I coughed on all my friends, now everyone is coughing on everybody else, and we're coughing on our doctors, and our doctors cough out. Everything is fine, everything is fine, everything is fine. I crossed the street against the light, it backed up all the traffic, the drivers start to get out and confront me in the intersection, they are screaming, everything is fine, everything is fine, everything is fine. Doing improv, coffee, juice, or tea, I only wanna be with other people like me. SEAL Team 6 is here, saging everything, I only wanna be with other people like me. Let's just assume, for the sake of argument, that chapstick causes chapped lips, and sunscreen causes sunburns, and music causes hearing loss, and bottled water makes you thirsty, and I am just a dog watching another dog on TV. I lit a match, I threw it in the trash, I tossed it all in the dumpster. The dumpster fire got bigger, now we need a bigger dumpster and a book of matches. Everything is fine, everything is fine, everything is fine. I caught a cold, I coughed on all my friends, now everyone is coughing on everybody else, and we're coughing on our doctors, and our doctors cough out. Everything is fine, everything is fine, everything is fine. I crossed the street retrograde on a protest sign. It's a bad wig. But you didn't need that money anyway. $20 in the ATM, there's a $3 fee. You sound good when you're screaming. You don't need to dress up. It's laundry day anyway, and you can wear what you're wearing. You can't cover late capitalism over with makeup anymore. Plus you're richer than God and more handsome. Too good to work in a business. Too good to work for anyone. Nice town, a lot of anarchists. We're taking two of everything at the 7-Eleven. Nice town and it will end like this. The green juice is free now. It's free now. So you think you're better than us now because you work for a major corporation. But the truth is you'll never be as good as us because we're so much smarter and care way more. You're not until you are. You don't need directions. You're not saving power, you're just wasting paper towels. We don't have to march long. Just until we're over injustice, patriarchy, and American imperialism. Too good to work in a business. Too good to work for anyone. Nice town, a lot of anarchists. We're taking two of everything at the 7-Eleven. Nice town and it will end like this. The green juice is free now. It's free now. Too good to work in a business. Too good to work in a business. Too good to work in a business. Too good to work for anyone. Nice town, a lot of anarchists. We're taking two of everything at the 7-Eleven. Nice town and it will end like this. The green juice is free now. It's free now. Nice town, a lot of anarchists. We're taking two of everything. Nice town and it will end like this. The green juice is free now. It's free now. Fiji, Voss, Topo Chico, LaCroix, coursing through the veins of each American boy. Spray on chemtrails from Louis Vuitton, overzealous pat down from stupid Uncle Don. What makes a man want to be a referee, holding others to a standard that he does not meet? My security deposit was not returned to me. Damage to the carpet is a matter of degrees. Here's my TED talk about washing the driveway. People do it wrong, I'm gonna teach you the right way. Pink starburst only when observing the Lord's Day. Your parents' pride and joy don't wanna go to Calabasas. Don't wanna go to Calabasas. Fiji, Voss, Topo Chico, LaCroix, flowing from a fountain of a cherubic boy. Cooler ranch flavored communion wafers, transubstantiation, flesh and full of life. I only want to talk to people who already know how lame I am. And is con man really short for condiment man? Boyfriend with a soul patch, I know. It's serious. Here's my TED talk about washing the driveway. People do it wrong, I'm gonna teach you the right way. Pink starburst only when observing the Lord's Day. Your parents' pride and joy don't wanna go to Calabasas. 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 Here's my TED talk about washing the driveway. People do it wrong, I'm gonna teach you the right way. Pink starburst only self-improvement, capitalism, deregulation, and eating a bagel. Thanks for the invite, but I'm too not going. I work on forgetting today, every day. I suck at something today, every day. It looks like broccoli and I'm eating it anyway. And almost always every day. S-E-O-P-P-E-L-I-E-V-I-N-G. S-E-O-P-P-E-L-I-E-V-I-N-G. Everything is normal. Everything is normal. Hi, I'm interested in the job you have posted. It's too bad about what happened when you flashed in the pan. Due to personal reasons, I said nothing in therapy. We just laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed. In the future, everyone will be my friend for 15 minutes and we'll look amazing when we're in portrait mode. We are writers, creatives, we work remotely. I am furiously drooling on the coffee shop patio. Don't wanna hug, don't wanna talk to a dude. Man, I'll be in the corner, bring me water and food. I'm on the outside looking in at you, inside looking out. It's your best life if it's the life that you're living right now. Don't want instructions, but don't know what to do. Man, I'll be in the corner, bring me water and food. Maybe you'll learn to make do with what you're doing without. It's your best life if it's the life that you're living right now. Hey, have a very, very, very interesting day. Great minds think a lot, and so do ours. When it's boring, let's pretend we're not bitter or better than everything. They say smiling's contagious, but you know, so is yawning. In the future, no compliments are begrudgingly given, and we are not pathologically incapable of sincerity. We are writers, creatives, we work remotely. I'm getting a Gucci logo stick and poke, it's cheaper than therapy. Don't wanna hug, don't wanna talk to a dude. Man, I'll be in the corner, bring me water and food. I'm on the outside looking in at you, inside looking out. It's your best life if it's the life that you're living right now. Don't want instructions, but don't know what to do. Man, I'll be in the corner, bring me water and food. Maybe you'll learn to make treasure, but it was broken. Do you work here? Do you think you can help me? Emergency alert. Raid the band merch for a clean t-shirt. I paint a line on the sidewalk. You are not allowed to cross. Play the homecoming game. Won't take my uniform off. Just back coffee all over myself on Sunset Boulevard, but no one saw. One dog named iPhone and the other named Galaxy. One folded pizza and my face itches constantly. One part cryptocurrency and one part ancient history. We only got 2 songs left. Is this a good time? Is this a good time? I never don't panic, so I always don't try. Is this a good time? Is this a good time? I never don't panic, so I always don't try. I found the treasure, but it was broken. Do you work here? Do you think you can help me? Front row at the show. I am looking down at my phone. I found the treasure, but it was broken. Do you work here? Do you think you can help me? Emergency alert. Raid the band merch for a clean t-shirt. In through your nose and out through your mouth. You are not hungry, but you could still eat. You pour the paint. The color is blue. There's nothing wrong with your face. Mine looks like that too. You're no longer fine with the way that things are. Your heroes are dead, and so I guess you're the hero now. People say a lot of interesting stuff when you take your headphones off and you drop your phone into the toilet of history. I only say I'm sorry when I'm wrong now. I only run the air when it's warm out.
Please welcome back to the stage, Tom Clutterbuck! It's me, everybody. How you doing? How was your interval? It's good, isn't it? It's good. Intervals. Having a drink, having a wee, learning to vape. Yeah, cool. It's so nice. You've all been absolutely fabulous audience members. These people, Bud part of you too. What's happened? Is anyone worried? Is anyone worried? And also, close part of you too. It's not. It could have never been a less apt name. They could have been, yet they are far. Far away, party of two. Bud, party of two. Maybe Bud, party of two, made friends with close party of two, and now they're new buds, and they've gotten close. I mean, look, if you wanted it to be funnier, tell them to have better names, and I'd have done something wittier with it. But, you know, as it stands, those are the puns that you're getting. Oh, I think that's pretty good, to be honest. it is weird though, this COVID social distancing and stuff. Like, you know, I think Norwich Arts Centre had done an amazing job at like Norwich Arts Centre. At just going like, we're just gonna come back. It's not safe yet, but we're just gonna fucking do it anyway. Variants be damned. We're just doing a show, and we'll just spray everything down and just make you feel slightly unclean. I was once quarantined before when I used to work on cruise ships as a puppeteer. This is my light entertainment background. This is true. It sounds weird. It sounds like a setup, but it's actually my fucking life. But I don't know if you've ever been on cruise ships before, but like it's really, there's a real issue with the norovirus out there, like the winter vomiting bug, which is like, so I got it. And they quarantined me, locked me in my cabin for 4 days, and I wasn't allowed to leave. It was very much, it's a lot like now. You had to like, there were hand sanitizing stations everywhere, and you had to distance. It was sort of like that all over the place. They were doing it before it was cool. Because it's a little bit like COVID in the sense that, like, for a lot of younger people, they're kind of like, no, I'll be fine, don't worry about it. And it's just like, yeah, but it's a very communicable disease that absolutely annihilates old people. And cruise ships are full of them. So I caught this bug, and they locked me in my cabin, which wasn't great because norovirus is a very nausea-related illness, and we were in the Caribbean where the seas are quite choppy. One of the only things you can do to deal with that is like go out right onto the top and look at the horizon and be like, it's okay, it'll be all right. But like when you lock you in your cabin right at the bottom and you just see the water line just going like this through a tiny little window, and all I had to do, it was like some people would open the door once a day and just like push in some boiled potatoes. That just sent it to me and like shut the door like it was solitary confinement and I was in prison, like a dangerous inmate or something. And like they used to come in once a day also with like full hazard suits on, with backpacks full of sanitizer spray and like spray everything down. It was like the end of E.T. Really, it was so weird. It was quite unpleasant, but it's one of those things that like for. That anecdote was previously quite an extreme thing to be able to tell people. It's just like, yeah, I was quarantined for 4 days. Now people are like, 4 days? Fucking luxury, mate. What are you talking about? You were on a cruise ship. People bought you boiled potatoes. You didn't even have to cook your own dinner. You had TV, or you could just watch Failure to Launch starring Sarah Jessica Parker on loop. They only had movies with a sort of cruise theme, at least in the title. There's that and Speed 2 Cruise Control. It's not a good one. But I made a joke online about how the loss of that as an interesting anecdote was the worst thing to happen in the coronavirus. And it was a joke amongst friends, not even like publicly. I didn't do like a kind of think piece in The Guardian. It was like, it was just something I said to my Facebook friends, but a friend like copy and pasted it and sent it out there to the other people. And one of the other people was just like, oh, this is absolutely disgusting. Egomaniacal comedians thinking their material is more important than hundreds and thousands of lives. And I had to like comment on this guy's message, and I was just like, no, okay, I concede. The loss of that anecdote was not the worst thing to happen during the coronavirus. It was this interaction. You've got to keep people in the... What the fuck? It came back! When did that happen? Okay, no, so we got more musical comedians. Can you believe it? I mean, you can't you? It's plausible. It's plausible. It's reasonable, isn't it? You're like, you don't know what the normal amount of musical comedians is, and nor do I. Maybe we've had too few musical comedians. Maybe there should be more musical comedians than there should be acts. Maybe I should be doing a song right now. I'm not going to. I'm still not going to, but I like the idea. I don't know, I'm freewheeling here. I've run out of jokes. Mostly I've just sort of sat on my own in the house for a year, just sort of like trying to figure out what it'd be like to actually see someone else's face. So like, it's nice. It's nice. You've all got lovely faces. Well done. Congratulations. My regards to your parents. Anyway, I am spinning my own wheels right now, so would you like your first act of this section? Yeah, you should, because they're very good, and also it'll mean I'll shut up. So I know, hang on, where's the list? Where's the list? I'm going to go and find, I haven't got the list. No, I have got the list. Who haven't I picked on yet? Right. Massey party. Hey, en masse. Right, great. Have a better name if you want a better pun. Right, okay. You guys start the applause and cheering. I want all the best you can do, Massey party. Straight in, no dilly-dallying. No, that's terrible. I didn't ask for a fucking drum roll. No one's going to jump off a high thing into a bucket of water. It's not the circus. We want applause and cheering from the Massey party. Go! Everybody else, emanating out from the party Massey. Everyone, keep it on going for Suzanna T Jones!
The girl from Ipanema goes walking, and when she passes, each one she passes goes, hey up. Thanks for laughing, that table and that table. Before we go any further, I think you need to know that I was a key worker for most of the pandemic, so you are socially obligated to applaud me. It's very good, thank you. I've had a great pandemic, to be honest. As a supermarket cashier, my social status skyrocketed in March 2020. Suddenly I could walk down any street and all the neighbourhood kiddies had put signs up in their windows thanking me. Started shouting, "You're welcome," at the houses as I walked past to let them know I was gracious. My friend said I was being a twat. No. That's essential wanker to you. Supermarket work is, hands down, the best key worker job. People have questioned before my enthusiasm for the till, but what they do not understand is that I am a nosy fucker and I can watch families fall apart in real time. I stand here, "Hi there, you all right?" The customer stands here. "Yeah, I'll be better when I get out of here." "You are a disappointment to me, Lewis." "No, I don't need a bag, thanks. I've brought my own." "You wait till we get home." It's so good. I also amuse myself by looking at the barcode stickers that cashiers before me have stuck onto the till. It's like living history. There's one sticker that says "Giant Mango." I think, giant mango where? I like to make up legends about Giant Man on a Thursday evening when it's quiet. I think that his best friend in the supermarket is our popular deli product, Carver Ham, who's like an American action hero type figure. He goes around saying, "I'm Carver Ham," but he always falls into the clutches of the cereal aisle femme fatale, Hannah Hoops. I just like thinking about food, to be honest. I like songs about food. My favourite Beatles song is "Yesterday" because of the urban legend. I don't know if Jenny mentioned it earlier, that Paul McCartney came up with the tune first and he couldn't think of any words to go to it for ages, so he just went around singing "Scrambled eggs, oh my bird has got such lovely legs." I can't do a Scouse accent. It's fine, I did my bit for our country. But it makes you think, doesn't it? It makes you wonder how many other great sad songs of the 20th century started out with food lyrics. Build up the anticipation. I'm all out of cornflakes. I'm all out of milk. the shops are so far. I don't wanna walk there. I just want breakfast, some kind of breakfast, but I just have bread. Don't even have butter. What's the Hellerman's doing here? It don't belong here. Belongs in the condiment cupboard. It's 7 a.m. The shop's even open. I'd kill for a pancake, maple and bacon. Yeah, I want a crab. I want a Wheato. What's the sellotape doing here? It don't belong here. Oh, tea's running out again. There's nothing here but bread, 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 bread. Maybe I should just go back to bed. Guess I'll have toast then. Dry toast and water. That isn't breakfast. No kind of breakfast. No kind of breakfast. Tall and tan and young and lovely, the girl from Ipanema goes walking, and when she passes, each one she passes goes, "I've had my COVID jab!" Like a real-life Facebook profile picture frame. Does anyone else here ever feel marginalised? No. Well, that's good. I personally feel that people like me are underrepresented in the genre of love song. And when I say people like me, I mean, of course, nerds. Because the other major social groups all have their love anthems. The lumberjacks have Going Timber, and the mathematicians have The Power of Love. You have to laugh because I'm a key worker. And the forensic geologists have Jailhouse Rock, which is a love song to their profession. But what about the nerds? What do we have, apart from a monopoly on pulp cinema and a massive victim complex? So I'm here to redress the balance. I've written a love song for the nerd community, and for added authenticity, I brought my specs because it is a scientific fact that brain power is correlated with having shit eyesight. You can laugh, think about it. All of the clever people wear glasses. Tom Clutterbuck, Stephen Hawking, Velma from Scooby-Doo. Why do you think Sherlock Holmes needed such a big magnifying glass? Chew on that. I'm already wearing contact lenses. I'm just going to sort of perch from here so my cheeks get a little bit extra brain power. Without further ado, I present to you Chat Up Lines for Nerds. Hey boy, are you a triple B love you like James May loves his shirt. And when you walk my way, I say hey, but what I really want to say is, hey boy, did it hurt to fall from Asgard? Lifting that hammer must be hard to do. Ah, hey boy, are you a TARDIS? 'Cause I want a wibbly wobbly timey wimey ride in you. Hey boy, are we ions? 'Cause I feel like we're bonding. Like isomers, not quite the same, but neatly corresponding. I'm more D&D than S&M, but I will fight your flesh golem. So, hey boy, come boost my XP. Hey boy, fight a dragon with me. I've been Suzanna Jones, the secret love child of Jenny and Ciara from earlier on. I'm going to leave you alone now. Night.
Yay! All right, Suzanna T Jones! Amazing! All right. Admin, all of the admin. How you doing? You well? Yeah, cool. All right, which of you are the best? Who's doing the best well? Definitely not that guy. Leaving. Absolutely leaving. In the middle of a date, apparently. So, is it a date? Yeah. I like that. This is brilliant because usually you'd ask an embarrassing date revelation question when they were both in the room. But now we get the fucking scoop. All right, tell us the story. What's going on? Is it a date? I see. All right. Or it's one of those things when it's like, oh, date night. Should we call it a date night in order to make it feel like it's not the same as every other day? Is it one of those? Yeah. Because like someone put on an event and you were like, that'll do. We'll look at them for a while instead of each other's faces. Is it that? Yeah. You're welcome. You're welcome. You can look at my face and then go back to each other's and go, yeah, we did. This is better. This is better. Cool. All right. So I'm gonna quiz him when he gets back and see if we get a different story. He'll be like, yeah, no, we just met earlier, and fingers crossed. And she's like, I've got plans. But yeah, how long have you been married? Oh, how long? 8 years. Right. Okay. We're gonna check. Although, gender roles would suggest that he'd be the one who'd get it wrong. Anyway, yeah, I'm just kicking cables around. Like, this is, I feel a little bit like a sort of like a lad on the way home from school, just kicking cans and being like, oh, I can't wait till I get a Super Nintendo. But like, it's really difficult to actually engage with you and also think about funny things and do cable admin and not have a nervous breakdown. I sort of feel like I've been on the verge of one of those for the majority of lockdown. As mentioned, I do live on my own, and it's weird because I went into therapy for the first time in ever. That's how first things work. And got a therapist during lockdown and had like Zoom conversations, and it was good because like previously my only version of therapy was this, just coming on stage and oversharing. But comedy was cancelled, so I had a Zoom therapist, and what I ended up doing was just trying out stand-up material on her. It was totally the reversal of how it usually works. Are you ready for your second act of the first half? Yeah, you are. Don't clap just yet. I haven't decided who I'm picking on. Hang on. It's actually diagrammatically upside down. Like the stage is this way, but the letters are this way. So, raffle. Yeah, there you go. It was you all along. I faked you out. I was like, you wanted to do it. And then I was like, no, it's not going to be you, but it is you because I'm nice. Raffle, party of 3. Can you please start the applause? Do the applause and a bit of cheering and a bit more cheering from everybody for the fabulous Jem Milsom.
Hi. Hello. How is everybody? No, but really, how is everybody? If you're not feeling well, you have to go home. We can't go back. It's been a weird lockdown, as opposed to all the normal lockdowns that we're so used to. It's been a weird lockdown. I had a COVID situation pretty early on when everybody was still freaking out and forgot how much pasta was a normal amount of pasta to buy. I started to feel a bit sick. I was living in a house in London at the time with 20 other people. That's what living in London's like. And I started to feel a bit peaky, and word spread very rapidly through the house. I was put on lockdown. People were cancelling shifts at work. People were bringing me meals. People were making me breakfast. People on floors I didn't even know my building had were changing their lives in order to be able to accommodate me. It was really quite overwhelming, and I felt a little conspicuous, if anything. People were extremely nice. And then I got a text from a friend of mine saying, hey, these symptoms that you've been talking about, I think they're actually probably more likely to just be a cold. And I was thinking, oh God, I'm going to have to go out there tomorrow morning and say, oh, you made me breakfast, thank you so much. Yeah, about this. Turns out, funny story, it was just a bit of a sniffle. So you can probably call your boss and tell them you can go back into work. That's going to be nice. I must have been the only person in the country praying for COVID. But the story does have a happy ending. I did have COVID. So I was very sick. So, all's well that ends well. It's nice that things are going back to normal. It's nice that hospitals can get back to doing what they do, fixing broken legs and arms and shit. I don't really know what hospitals do. Taking blood, I guess, that's a thing that do. Does anybody here give blood? Is that a thing anybody does? No? Good stuff, everybody. I don't give blood, but only because they don't want my blood. It turns out if you are a person with a penis that likes to put that penis in other people who have penises, they don't like your blood. Your blood is gay or something, and they don't let you give it. It used to be that if you did it once, that was it. You had gay blood forever, and they didn't let you give it at all. Apparently they've done some more research, and now it seems there's sort of a cooling off period. Your blood is gay for about 2 months, and then it becomes normal again. But not to brag or anything, but that's not really a window that's going to be closing for me anytime soon. So I am still giving blood. I've found a way around it. I'm just giving blood to charities that don't want or need blood. I've been mailing my blood to the Royal Society for the Protection of Birds for about 3 years now. I don't know what they're doing with it. They're not sending it back. Just pumping my blood into a heron until it becomes spherical. Just let that sit with you for a second. I don't know why it is that we chose to give birds to the royals. I don't know why it's their job to look after them. I guess maybe they did such a good job with swans that we were just like, have the rest. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why we gave it to them. It feels like maybe it was something that they initiated. Maybe they just had time on their hands, and they were like, well, no one's really looking after the birds. But they did do a good job with swans, right? They managed to codify that into law. That's quite nice. Swans are a very regal animal. It kind of makes sense. Swans are great. They're the only animal that we've chosen to immortalize in pedalo form. Pedalos come in 2 flavors. Swans are non-representational. That's about your lot. Which is a shame, really, because I feel like you could really make an anything pedalo. You could make an everything pedalo. You could make a pedalo that is representative of everything that ever has been, is, and will be. But it would probably be more expensive and not very worth it. A boondoggle, if you will. A boondoggle. Yeah. I feel like I should state, I know it's been said a lot of times already tonight, there's an awful lot of musical comedians on. I don't know whether this is the secret toll of lockdown. Otherwise, respectable comedians finally had time to learn an instrument and there was no one around to stop them. But I do have a song that I'd like to play for you. So I'm going to do it. Oh, thanks. It's a song about overthinking, and it's called The Dark Magic Wish Granting Skull Song. And it goes like this. Anatola made a wish on my dark magic skull. She said, I wish to think much faster than I speak. She said, I want to reach multiple conclusions before the thing I'm saying is complete, and know which one is logically the most enlightened thing for me to broadcast to the world without derision. I'm sick of blurting what I cogitate straight up and coming far too late to better, more appropriate decisions. And I imagined the dark skull began to glow an acid green, 'cause when I've made a wish before, that's usually what I've seen. And when I got home, I found Anatola in the shower. She was muttering impenetrable half-thoughts with her power. So I took her out and dried her off and put her into bed and asked the skull what he had done. And this is what he said. What good is free will without the skill to navigate it? Seemed like such a solid wish, I didn't know she'd hate it. And then the skull began to glow, a colour that I didn't know. And he said, there, I've had a go at toning it down. So I go see Anatola, who's now perfectly coherent but embedded in a difficult debate. She says, now I think about it, this is delicately nuanced, but I can't stop, not until I've got it straight. If my friends are all supportive in the times I'm doing well, do I have an obligation to give back? How can I tell? Is a friendship symbiotic? Is trust something that you lend? Or is there a debt remaining if they cease to be your friend? And if they cease to be your friend, were they that worth it to begin? And if they weren't, how do you stop the ones who aren't from coming in? Oh, I can't handle this uncertainty, the things that people hide. The most sensible decision is for me to stay inside. And I said, hey, Anatola, what the hell, that's really boring. Your sensible decision isn't very reassuring. Your wit and spontaneity, they always seemed okay to me. Whatever made you wish to be so serious now? Well, she looks at me like I'm the dumbest thing she ever saw, and says, have you forgotten when you went out to the store? I made a little dumb joke and you made me feel so small, and that's what made me want to be like this. Man, if this is how you live your life, it's literally the worst. You think it's something special, but it's actually a curse. You're always overthinking, yeah, you're always so immersed in all your clever little reasons not to try. Why don't you suck it up and live before you die? So we cajole the magic dark skull to retain her superego. Now whenever we go getting caught in our own tangles, we breathe and close our eyes and take the reins of our own lives, and our amigos surge beside us, forging onwards through the brambles. Because sometimes life is better when you don't know what's to come. Just trust your mind to tackle it with vigor and aplomb. And if you fuck it up so royally that there is no tomorrow, I have a magic dark wish granting skull that you can borrow. Thanks very much. I've massively underrun, but I don't really have anything else that I want to say to you, so I'm going to leave. Bye.
Jim Milsom! Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. You remember I said that there were two acts who I didn't previously know who got in touch with me out of the blue? And that's the other one. And weren't they great? Super great. Yeah, we've done really well. I mean, yeah, just because I didn't know them doesn't mean that they're not, like, really experienced and very good in their own right, so let's not patronize. Jen was talking a lot about overthinking then. There's like, we got any overthinkers in the audience? Yeah, couple of you. Although, you know, if I was asked that question from the audience, I wouldn't have been quite so sure. You answered very definitively, yep, I'm an overthinker. If I were in your position, I'd be like, oh yeah, no, I'm an overthinker, and I totally associate with that. I'll put my hand up and go, hang on. What are the possible consequences of this action? Firstly, I haven't completely checked out my surroundings. I don't know who's sitting directly behind me, for starters. I know about my peripheral vision, but behind me, who's sitting behind me? What if it's an attractive lady? What if she's been like checking me out from behind because she likes the curls? What if she's thinking of talking to me afterwards and being like, you know, something could happen, you know? So maybe she could turn out to be the one. If I put my hand up and agree that I'm neurotic, maybe she won't talk to me, and then I'll have missed the one chance of happiness that I could have had in my otherwise completely ridiculous, pathetic life. Then again, if she is the one, then by definition, she should like me no matter what. Maybe, actually, my neuroses are the thing that will... Bless you. Maybe... Or Gesundheit. I'm not Christian. Overthinking. Maybe the neuroses that I have are actually the thing that will make her attracted to me. Maybe she's just like me. In fact, maybe she's totally crazy. Then again, do I really want to date someone like that? I mean, you know, it's a lot of responsibility. You know, I've just got out of a long, quite weird codependent relationship. I'm not sure if I want to get into something that's quite so, you know, similar to that. And this is moving a little bit too quickly. I think I need to get out of this pressure cooker. Listen, lady, I don't know what you got planned, but you can fuck off! That the sort of thing you were thinking? Yeah, I knew it. Right. Part-time overthinkers. Right, okay. All right. Do you want your penultimate act of the evening? Well, you're gonna get them. Cromwell, Party of Two. Okay, yeah, right. Before you start cheering, how long have you been married? Hey. 8 years. There we go. Did he get it right, or are they both wrong? We'll never know! But you need to start the applause, please. The applause and cheering for Cromwell, Party of Two, and then move it on over. A little bit of everybody else. Keep it on going. He's very tall, actually, so I need to put it all the way up here. And I forgot that I've got my clicker. Keep applauding, for God's sake! It's Martin Westgate!
All right, how you getting on? Good, lovely, nice, good, well, thanks. I didn't think I'd get a laugh for that bit, but thank you very much, madam, whoever laughed, cackled more like. Good, welcome, thank you. No, it's fine, it's good, carry on. If you could run around a bit, that'd be great. No, good. Like, I went to a party recently, to celebrate the end of lockdown, went to a party. It was a fancy dress party. I went dressed as all the villains from Star Wars. Just the masks. So I was Dooku, then I was Vader, then I was Palpatine, then I was Dooku, then I was Vader, then I was Maul, then I was Rey. I was Sith-faced. Yes, so far tonight you've had a night of intelligent jokes. That is about to change. Good. Like Suzanna, I was also a key worker during the last 12 months. Hold the applause, it's fine. I only picked up a few shifts at Timpson's, so good. I'm from Norwich, if you can tell. You probably tell from the accent, to be honest. It's not really a sexy accent. You wouldn't put this on to impress someone, would you? Let's be honest, no. I quite like Norwich, though. I quite like the Norfolk accent. It's quite nice. I do think the Norfolk accent would be what it sounded like if they set Deliverance, the film Deliverance, in the UK. That's exactly how it would sound, to be honest. Oh, he's got a pretty mouth. No. Oh, he's got a beautiful mouth, hasn't he? You see there with the dueling banjos, or the dueling banjos. Ding, 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 ding. Hey, you got a light, boy? That's how it would sound. It's exactly how it would sound. Anyway, are we all from Norwich? Yeah? Who's not from Norwich? Anyone? Get them. No. I like Norwich. It's nice. It's a fine city. It's a fine city. It says it on the signs. It must be true, sir. Wouldn't lie to you, would you? No. Very proud. Where were you from, sir? With New Zealand. You come all the way for the gig. Well done. Have you sorted that alt problem out yet? No. Good. It's where Lord of the Rings is filmed, and they had orcs in the. Yeah, good. I won't explain them all. Okay. Good. Have you noticed though? We're very proud of being a city, sir. Have you noticed that? Go around the city. Yeah, we're very proud of it. Very, very proud. We correct people if you call us a town, we get right at them. Never said that before. Fucking staying in though. My lucky charm, Kiwi. Stick around. Good. No, we do correct them. I was at a comedy gig, Milton Jones gig, at Theatre Royal on Theatre Street. It's how it's pronounced. And the support act came on. And he said, "I love Norwich. It's such a great town." It's not early for panto season, is it? Well done, well done. It was a Milton Jones gig, so I didn't realise his gigs would have hecklers. But this one did. The voice at the back of the room and just went, "That's a city!" Prick. It's the wit of Norwich. It's the wit of Norwich there for you. Not exactly Oscar Wilde, but we'll go with it anyway. Love Norwich. I don't get the person who named things in Norfolk, though. If you think about it, they called Norwich a fine city. I personally think it's more than just fine. And yet they called Yarmouth. Great. Have you been to Yarmouth yet, sir? Yes. Yes. What was the greatest thing about it? You thought too long. It's the road out, sir. It's the road out. It's the road out, which unfortunately is also the road in, which is the unfortunate thing. And local knowledge, what's the last bit of the A47 called? Did you come to Yarmouth? Acle Straight, it's got a fucking bend in it. Who is naming these things? Grinds my fucking gears, honestly. That's always awkward, isn't it? One person applauding. Especially after sex, I find. I love Norwich. Nice, fine sea. So it's been a while. I'm just checking. Bread, milk, cornflakes, give blood. Isn't it awkward when you write the wrong list on your hand, isn't it? It's just... Obviously our rival town is Ipswich. Got any football fans in? No, you don't see them very often, do you? All right, keep up. Yeah, obviously Ipswich is our rival town. It's all for you, this gig, mate. It really is. Yeah. Ipswich is our rival town. I went to Ipswich before the lockdowns, and I went for a night out in Ipswich. Me and my friend Ben. His surname's not Dover. Steady. I'll explain that one in the break. We went for a night out in Ipswich, and we bumped into some people from Ipswich, and they said, we got talking, and went, "Oh, you're from Norwich, I bet you shag your cousin." And my friend Ben, as quick as a flash, went, "No, that's disgusting. She's only 6. Like, that was the issue. On your own, Ben. We went on the train as well, because it's all going well for us. We went on the train, we pulled into the train station, and it said on the sign, "This is Ipswich." Which, if you think about it, sir, is just an anagram for Ipswich is shit. I've rearranged this. Good. Nice. Thank you. Thanks. It's weird, though, where celebrities pop up. Oh, there were some celebrities recently in Norfolk. I don't know if you saw this. Sting. He's recently bought a house in Norfolk. He's moved into Wroxham. And Austin Powers was spotted on the Broads. Yeah, baby. And one more. And to be fair, this one isn't Norfolk. Yeah, baby. Yeah, babe. Yeah, babe. If you could run around now, it's swapped over. You've let yourself down there. Yeah, and one more. It's not in Norfolk, but Paul McCartney. Yeah, he's popped up again tonight. Paul McCartney. He went to the Isle of Wight. Well, he's got a ticket to ride. Anyway, so you do need to know that rides on the Isle of Wight for that one. Granted, it's probably not the place in Norfolk for this, but there you go. Good. Oh, God, I'm just checking. Don't worry. Lockdown wasn't that bad. I haven't started self-harming. No. And never said that before. Good. Yeah, the people say to you, stand-up comedy, very brave to do stand-up comedy. Very brave job, isn't it? And I don't think, no, it's not particularly brave. I think my dad's a lot braver than I am. He runs into burning buildings. He's a fireman. He's not an arsonist with amnesia. Just burning building. Hey. He's a fireman. He's got a good sense of humour. My dad, 2 O's. That's how it's spelt. He's got a good sense of humour. It's also a name for a comedy club. Check it out. Good sense of humour, which, as we know, is a code for prick. That's what it is. He is such a prick. We were watching a singing programme recently, and we were watching it together, and he goes, "Look at all them on there. They're all foreign on there. There's only one English. All the rest are all foreign." I went, "Dad, it's Eurovision. It's fine." Absolutely fine. For my 4th birthday, he bought me a Where's Wally book, where he replaced all the pages with mirrors. Absolute arsehole. And what else did he do? For a joke, because he's a prick, He replaced... I had him saved my phone as Dad, like any rational person would. He replaced it with Daddy. Now, if you know Norwich, I'm from the Heartsease estate. Yes, it is an estate. Oh, we've got some fans in, have we? To be honest, that reference never works. Perlam Road, do you know it? Oh, why'd you fucking react then? You just know Heartsease. Well, he said New Zealand, but you didn't shout for that. Is your geography very small? Is your geography knowledge very small? I know the Heartsease, is that about it? Used to be the number 20 and number 19 bus from the city centre. I think it's a 24 now, I'm not too sure. Do you know where New Zealand is? Yeah, why don't you fucking cheer for him then? He's feeling left out over there. What did you do? I've got 2 minutes, fuck it. What did you do on that Heartsease roundabout? Were these two involved? You know there's a bus shelter just round the corner. She wishes. And we'll leave that there. Good. Thank you. No. All right. Ignore that then. Fine. No, I better wrap up, really. It's cold outside. No. And thank you for coming out to support live entertainment. It's really, really important to do so. I think we've had a fantastic evening tonight, and you've done absolutely brilliantly. Don't applaud yourself, it's all right. We've been very, very spoiled in Norwich with live entertainment, I think, over the years. I think we really have. Who did we have a few years ago? We had Take That. Yeah, Take That, yeah. I remember the Take That gig very well. I used to live, I still live near the football ground where the concert was happening. And so it was absolutely murder getting home, so it's pronounced, getting home. And the city was full of menopausal women and borderline menopausal men. Nice to see you again, sir. And I couldn't get home. It was traffic. I'm really sorry. It's just because you sat there, and I've got lucky tonight. And it was absolutely murder getting home. Traffic, bumper to bumper. You know how traffic works. I don't need to patronise you. It means to talk down. And... bumper to bumper, couldn't get home. And the woman behind me was beeping away, get out of the way. And I just wound down the window, and I leant out and I went, love, have a little patience. And, because Take That song. And, but no one really went to go and see Take That. No one really cared about Take That. They went to go and see the warm-up act, the legend, that is Rick Astley. Just me, okay, good. No, I love Rick Astley. When he was in Norwich, I actually met up with him for dinner. Yeah, it's going well. I met up with Rick Astley for dinner. I say Rick Astley. He palmed me off onto his agent. Rick then did a lap around the restaurant, and then he threw cake into my face. Apparently, he will give you up. He will let you down. I know what's coming. He will run around and he will desert you. Hey, thank you very much. It's been absolutely lovely. Good night.
Martin Westgate! He's a tall man. He runs a comedy club called Homer. That was why he was hustling that mid-set. It's very good. You should go and see it. They do regular comedy nights. We're not going to discourage you from seeing another comedy night, even though we are rival gangs. It's, but he's taller than me, so he probably win. So yeah, it's all good. I am absolutely roasting in this suit, by the way. Is everyone else all right? It's warm in here now since they refurbed it and made the heaters actually work. But I'm very much regretting the suit, and even though I know I look good, but it is made of very cheap material. I discovered exactly how cheap the first time I sat down in it at a friend's wedding, and I was like, oh, a beard hair must have fallen off and sat on my knee, and I tried to take it off and tried to get rid of it. And I was like, why does that hurt? And I kept pulling at this hair, trying to get it off, and I couldn't get it off, and I realized it was my own leg hair. It just protruded through through the trousers. So yeah, it's not good material. But you know what? But you know what? Like, there was no end to that sentence. I'm chronically dehydrated. I haven't spoken for more than 3 minutes at a time to anyone for a year and a half. So I'm going to stop dilly-dallying. I'm going to give you your headline act of the evening. Is everybody ready for the headline act of the evening? Cool. All right, I've got to make sure. I'm going to find out someone who hasn't left. Green. Party 2. Hello, Green. I love that fact. You are also you're very clearly ensconced in green, like fluorescent, like glow in the dark green. Just so I know exactly where the green are. It's not a pun. It is just an observation about how a name works. All right, Green, come on then. Stop fucking about. You need to start the applause. That's it. And the cheering. Everybody else, let's do it. Let's be having you. It's the final act of the evening. He's trying out some new material. He'll have some paper with him. He's very good, though. His name is Doug Segal.
Hello, I'm Doug. I'm an addict. Not an exciting addict, not like a heroin addict or an alcoholic or a sex addict. No. I am a food addict. Genuinely, I have a condition called compulsive overeating, and I attend a 12-step program for that. And it's called Overeaters Anonymous, and there are some rules to Overeaters Anonymous. The first rule of Overeaters Anonymous is you do not talk about Overeaters Anonymous. The clue is in the name. Second rule of Overeaters Anonymous, you do not talk with your mouth full. And I'll be honest with you, it's a bit overwhelming. When you join the program, they give you this big stack of literature about this high, all about how to overcome an eating compulsion, and I looked at it and thought, you've bitten off more than you can chew again. But there are some similarities with other addictions. So we have some similarities we have in common with heroin addicts. So we both like to carry around spoons. We both like to cook up. Then there are dissimilarities. Heroin addicts, they hate cold turkey. If anything, we fucking love it. But you'll appreciate that the only way to really treat an addiction is by total abstinence. And the smarter ones amongst you will have realised there is a slight problem with total abstinence from food, right? Which is one of the two ways in which we differ from the Alcoholics Anonymous. And Alcoholics Anonymous, they define abstinence as not having a drink, whereas we define abstinence as not giving in to the compulsion to overeat. The other way is the way they reward people for staying abstinent. If you are an alcoholic and you stay abstinent for a month, they give you a little reward, they give you a little chip, a little token. And if you're abstinent for a month, you get a 1-month chip. If you're abstinent for 2 months, you get a 2-month chip. If you're abstinent for 3 months, you get a 3-month chip. Never give a food addict chips. It's the worst thing you can do. It doesn't help us. Please don't do that. But, you know, in many ways, I think we have it harder than other addicts, just because they make it too easy for us, right? I mean, if you're a heroin addict, your dealer does not have a big neon sign above it saying methadone, does it? Right? And make no fucking mistake, McDonald's know that they are selling an addictive substance to addicts, right? Why else would you have to pay for it at one window and then pick up the goods at another? In a brown paper bag. They fucking know. They know the deal. And I think that the thing that upsets me most about it is how trivialised it is. I mean, you know, I've lost 7 stone. That is a deliberate play for sympathy. I mean, that's a whole person. I'm still trying to figure out who that person could be. But, you know, it means I'm an addict in recovery. And I just don't like the way it gets trivialised so much. I've lost count the amount of people that kind of, I tell them, you know, I'm a food addict, I'm in recovery, and they say, oh, really? That's a shame. I'm so lucky I can eat anything I want and still not put on weight. It's just so disrespectful, isn't it? I mean, you wouldn't walk up to an alcoholic in recovery and say, oh, I'm so lucky I can drink as much as I want and still not shit myself at my sister's wedding. Which I grant you is a very specific scenario, and I'm not really quite sure why I've chosen that one. But there's like a sliding scale of how seriously people take your addiction based on what the substance is that you're addicted to, right? Let me run it down for you. It runs something like this. Over here you have the extreme end of the scale. We're all aware this is heroin, very bad. Very, very bad. Everybody agrees, heroin, very bad. In the middle, it gets a little bit more fuzzy. You have alcohol. For most people, that's a party, right? Yeah? Over here where I am, you've got cake. That's a children's party. People just don't take you seriously. One of the things I'm hearing a lot about at the moment is how people don't like the notion of vaccination passports. I don't understand why people have a problem with vaccination passports. Vaccination passports, in many ways, they're just like condoms. Right, slip one in your pocket before you go off on your adventure, you've got a much better chance of being let in somewhere hot and exciting. And without one, well, you're just a dick. We're all supposed to be doing twice a week rapid flow swab tests. I hope you're all doing those religiously. You know what I'm talking about? It's the cotton swab on the big long stick, and you've got to shove it all the way up your nose without choking, and all the way back down the back of your throat without touching the inside of your mouth, all the way down the back of your throat without gagging. Are they testing us for COVID, or are they training us for porn? I had a friend who on the same day had to do both a pregnancy test and a COVID test. That's just a stool sample away from a full house of horrify. Do them all at the same time, become airtight. But what I think we should be celebrating is, and it has taken far longer, I grant you, than it ever should have, but we have finally, through diligence, managed to overcome the single biggest hazard to public hygiene since the First World War. I'm talking, of course, about the fact that now men are washing their hands after going to the toilet. Right? Who would have thought that all it would have taken was simply the threat that if the R rate gets above 0, they close the pubs? It's like training dogs. I think let's not let up. We've got a head start on this. Right, let's take this one step further. Let's see if we can get rid of all the bad habits. What we'll do now is we'll threaten to close the pubs if the toilet floor P rate gets above 0. Right, oh, it'd be so dry, wouldn't it? It would be so dry. What I feel sorry for, I feel sorry for kids in this, because kids don't really understand the importance of the protective gear, do they? I had my 7-year-old niece for the first time for, like, obviously a very long time. She came to stay with me for the day, and I arranged a bit of a day out for us. I arranged an adventure, a bit of a caper. We were going somewhere where we were both going to have to wear masks for our protection. And she's only 7, bless her, and she just couldn't get her head around how important it was. And I just kept saying to her, you know, look, if you don't wear the mask, you've got to wear the mask. It's for your safety, it's for my safety. She just kept pulling it off. And in the end, I had to issue her with an ultimatum. I just said, now look here, young lady, either that mask stays on, or we're not robbing this building society. And she looked at me, and her little face crumpled, because she'd been looking forward to it all day. Right? She loves a bank heist. And she looked at me, and she looked up with these tears in her eyes, and what she said next to me just horrified me. She looked up and she said, Uncle Dougie, please, can we rob the fucker? And I said, oi, what have I told you about using that language? when we're on a bank job, no names. I'm joking. Almost everything about that story, not everything, but most things about that story are lies. They're just entertainments for you. She is not 7, she's 14. She's very posh. She goes to Roding, which is like the girls' school equivalent of Eton. She doesn't swear. We weren't doing a bank job, obviously. We were doing white-collar crime. We're lobbying the government for an NHS contract. Speaking of schools, at school they tell you, follow your dreams. I always feel like I should have used that for a little sound effect there. Follow your dreams. The problem I have is that my dreams are the sort of dreams where you wake up screaming because you suddenly realise you're completely naked in front of the class. I lasted 1 month at teacher training college. Tom did tell you this is new material, didn't he? Right, thank goodness. Because I've just discovered that bit doesn't work. I'll tell you what I hate. I hate Facebook friend requests because they are never from people that you want to be Facebook friends with, are they? Or worst of all, they are from someone that you've just cooked up with for casual sex. I remember, this was many years ago now, it was back when I was single, I hooked up with a girl for what I thought was going to be a one-night stand. And then almost immediately, right, ping, I look over at my phone, I've got a Facebook friend request from her. So I did what anyone would do. I just ignored it, tried to get on with my life, and then literally 1 minute later, bing, she sent me an instant messenger saying, why haven't you accepted my Facebook friend request? Which is awful, right? In the end, I tapped her on the shoulder and said, either you put down that phone and get into this, or I'm pulling out, taking the condom off, and I'm going home. That's a long time in the past now. I've been with my current partner now for well over a decade. We've lived together for well over a decade now. But you still have to work at it. The other day she said to me, I'd really like it if we could try some role play, where you pretend to be someone else. And I said, yeah, sure, no problem. That's fine, of course. Who would you like me to pretend to be? And she said, well, the same person, just better. Right, it's a bit harsh, isn't it? I said, that's a bit harsh. She said, well, you managed it on our first date. What I want to talk to you about really, though, is I want to talk to you about a book. This book is called The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying. And it's written by a little Japanese lady called Marie Kondo. And my girlfriend has bought a copy of The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying by Marie Kondo because she saw the program about the life-changing magic of Marie Kondo on Netflix. And my girlfriend owning a copy of The Life-Changing Magic of Marie Kondo has changed my life. But only in the same way that a head injury is life-changing. She's obsessed with it. She's using it to declutter our lives. Now, if any of you are in a partnership with somebody and the other person says to you they're going to declutter, what that means is they're going to take everything they own and they are going to arrange it in alphabetical order on shelves and dust it down. And then they're going to take everything you own and put it in a fucking skip. Right? There are stages to the life-changing magic of tidying. Stage 1, genuinely, of the life-changing magic of tidying is you take everything you own and you spread it out on the floor. Now, that is neither magical nor tidy. Right? I don't remember my mum coming into my bedroom when I was a teenager, pointing at the floor and remarking on how magical and tidy it is. I've just had a genuine moment of recollection. I'm sorry. Like when you're a kid, and your mum's always moaning at you about your bedroom, and then she gives up and she clears it up anyway, and you really don't want her to. I just remember when I was 14, and I'd found this hardcore S&M porn mag, and I'd hidden it under my bed, and obviously, my mum tidied my room. My mum found this magazine. Never spanked me again. Back to the life-changing magic of tidying. So, what you do is at stage 1 of the life-changing magic of tidying is you lay everything out on the floor. Stage 2 of the life-changing magic of tidying, you take your left hand and you put it here, on your heart. And then with your right hand, you systematically pick up and hold each and every object you own. And you ask yourself, does the thing that I am holding spark joy in my heart? And if it doesn't spark joy in your heart, if the thing you are holding does not spark joy in your heart, you must be ruthless. You have to get rid of it. I'm terrified to hold hands. But that's no way to live your life, is it? If the only things that I kept in my life were objects where, when I held them in my hand, they sparked joy in my heart, the only things I would have left would be my iPhone 11 and my penis. In a poor reception area, not even the iPhone. You guys have been really lovely. Thank you for giving me a chance to come out and blow off some cobwebs. I hope you've had a lovely evening. My name's Doug Segal. Thanks very much. Good night.
Woo! Doug Segal! Yeah! That's it, folks. That's all. Pow, that's it. We've fucking done it. We've done a comedy night. Do you feel good? Well, you better, because that's it. There's no more. No more jokes for you. You're full of jokes. Go home. Thank you so much for coming out. Isn't it nice? We're doing 3 of these. Is anyone coming to any of the subsequent ones? Yeah. You fucked up. Oh, yeah, we bought more tickets to this prick. Well, on the upside, you're not going to hear the same jokes because I was mostly talking random shit out of my ass. So at least it's not going to be the same bollocks. It's just going to be some different, equally bollocks. But we're also going to have some amazing stand-up comedians. Like we're going to have some out-of-towners. How exciting. From that London. Have you heard of it? Yeah? They're going to travel. Some of them are going to take public transport. They're going to take serious risks I was going to say for you, not for you, for you, for you. But the rest of you, you're welcome to watch. It all goes out on the live stream. Is anyone still watching? Yeah, you're not watching Bridgerton or something? I'm giving up? All right, cool. Yeah, so it'll go out on the live stream, so you can watch that if you want, or it'll be up later if you want to watch this video again. If you had such a lovely time this evening and you want to see it again, you can. You can relive the dreams. It'd be like a home movie. You're like, oh, do you remember when we got how long we were married, right? Oh. Hey, for your 10th year anniversary, you can crack it out. Look, there's a reverse camera here. It'll, you can see everyone's faces when they're all laughing at your expense. Anyway, no, you've all been absolutely fabulous. Can you please give a round of applause for everyone you've seen in this half? You've seen Suzanna T Jones. You've seen Jem Milsom. You've seen Martin Westgate. And you saw Doug Segal. Amazing. And keep it going for everyone. You got Bouquet, Bristow, Button Close. Fuck you, Button Close. You didn't turn. You got Cook. We got Raffle, Green, Cromwell, Massey, Hayborn, Rawlings, Sendels, Dominito, Marek Cleaver. You're all amazing. And thank you, everyone at Norwich Arts Centre. Thank you to Alex. Thank you to Connor. I've been Tom Clutterbuck. Go home!
Say a lot of interesting stuff when you take your headphones off and you drop your phone into the toilet of history.